Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of the 100 Season 6. The last episode that we watched was called The Face Behind the Glass, episode 4. And that's the episode where I think I started to kind of understand what's going on in this planet, this moon, sorry. There's a lot of confusion the episode before about a lot of names and new people and how things worked, at least with the main, what I always call like a cult type group of people that we're spending a lot of time with Russell and the Primes and all that. I was really confused about what was happening. The last episode, I think pieces started to really fit together. So what it appears to be is that we've got these 4 founding families of Sanctum, the Primes, and we have their, what look like their ancestors, their descendants were the ones in charge. But the last episode, we kind of got confirmation that it wasn't just that, but essentially, it was the same people in computer chip forms. Similar to kind of how the commanders, how all their memories and all that were locked in the computer chip, and then the next person who was commander got all that put inside her, and she would have all the memories and the personalities of some of them and whatnot. In a way, it's similar to that, because we had Delilah, who became Priya the 7th, so her personality completely changed when Priya got put into her in the back of her neck, and she became this new person who was the mother of the mechanic, I believe. There's still a lot to piece together, but that's kind of what I kind of realised last episode. But then at the end of the episode, we had Clarke was kind of taken by Russell and that, and they used it as an opportunity to revive their daughter, Josephine, by putting Josephine inside Clarke. So Clarke woke up and she was doing the hair thing, which Josephine did in the flashback, and she is now Josephine. So it's very weird. I like it though. It's very weird, but very confusing. But kind of cool, because we're probably going to see Clarke, or the actress who plays Clarke, play a different role, which is going to be very different to see, because Clarke is obviously very serious, a bit of a leader, has all these hard decisions to make. We don't know what Priya's going to... Not Priya, Josephine. We don't really know what Josephine's like, really, all that well. She felt very different at the very end when we saw Clarke turn. So I'm excited to see what that entails, where this goes. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen now, because our team are going to be very scared, I imagine, because their leader or their friend has gone. Clarke is no longer here. But then we did see Priya, Delilah, this is going to get confusing, say to names, there's a lot of new names. Jordan, don't let me be the face behind the glass. So is there going to be a way to reach out to them inside their mind? Because they did mention that the brain's kind of dead and a new person takes over. How they mentioned she remembers all the trauma of being kidnapped, but she'll forget about it after that night, like it never happened. Is there a way you can reach out and bring that person back to the forefront? I guess we'll have to wait and see. In terms of what Josephine's going to be like, obviously she's one of the original people from the planet, moon, sorry. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see more about her and how she is with the rest of the people and how her personality is now different. Let's read the episode to find out. This episode is called The Gospel of Josephine. So maybe Josephine's in charge, or at least one of the primes, one of the important people there. She's obviously the daughter of Russell and the other woman whose name I don't know. Yeah, let's just see what happens when we jump into the episode. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and please take a look at the Patreon link down below for the full interaction to this episode. And if you watch on YouTube, the next few episodes ahead of YouTube. Let's jump into the 100 Season 6 Episode 5, The Gospel of Josephine. I also forgot about the old man, the children of Gabriel. There's mentioned an anomaly. I'm going to have to wait and see if that comes into this episode or not, because I'm quite curious about that.
Rose was killed, but Jade returned with your family.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
They've got the chip.
First, tell us the truth.
How many people are real people, and how many people are all
you and your family were running away when you went out to the
chipped?
Earthship. That's ridiculous. Why would we run away? Who told you this?
I did.
They were running.
You don't recognize your best friend?
Oh god, her voice has changed. It's creepy.
Josephine?
Surprise.
Surprise, bitch. I'm back.
I heard that you were the one to find my last body after my tragic fall.
The fall. Was she pushed?
是的，她松手手大力
Killed someone I cared for. I was protecting Sanctum.
from you.
Oh.
So
Ah! Oh god.
Yours was the last face I saw before I fell.
What is happening here? So, Josephine was pushed by her because they're trying to protect Sanctum.
The people from Earth? How many of them are hosts?
We don't know.
That's what you're going to find out.
Just Maddie, right?
Oh, no. No way.
Josie,
Did you ask them nicely?
they know Gabriel Target's host, so of course they said they had none.
Maybe they were telling the truth.
All 13 of us had the
I'm really enjoying her character.
There are more than Clarke.
If you just let me run the breeding program, we wouldn't be facing extinction.
Breeding
We're not
program.
talking about ablation.
We know we can make more Nightbloods.
Human beings, not a herd of cattle to be culled.
We've seen it happen before.
Peace and love.
These people are dangerous, Josie.
These people are very...
If we kill Clarke, they will burn this world down. Just like their last one.
kind of losing it.
They don't know what we are, Josie. And for now, we have to keep it that way.
Why? What we are is spectacular.
They won't understand. They'll run.
He's
And we can't let that happen.
It's cool, but...
Not when they could be the thing that saves us.
I just want to give her this. You said the daisy was your favorite flower.
It is. Thank you.
I like this actress because, again, she's very different from Delilah. It's cool.
Cow lilies are nice.
Can I please go to school today?
Gaia.
I don't see why not.
Ah!
We talked about this. Nem be like more dramatic and kick on him level come high.
Everything okay?
Yeah, fine. Where are the others?
Gaia.
One of the
Kick her in the
professors
face.
Raven and Amori how to build a radiation shield.
Nope. All good here. I hold you in, Clarke.
Oh, this is going to end badly.
Interesting language.
Our little girl became one with the primes. You were there. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong.
She's acting like she doesn't even know
Stop
me.
asking
What's wrong?
questions,
Our
Jordan.
child. I miss her too. Priya's return messes us all.
Put the pieces together.
It's better if he gets away and I don't get his leader. My baby doesn't get into sanctum. Yes. for
Get
now,
him,
we're doing
girls.
what we want.
Get him. Oh. Uh-oh. I mean, it was obviously a trap.
Kane's kidneys have failed. He'll need full hemodialysis for starters. You know that.
Wrong.
Is it weird that I don't miss
Peritoneal
Kane?
dialysis instead.
He's got abdominal bleeding. How are you gonna
Don't know why, but
I don't know.
don't really miss him. But Indra I really miss.
Propaganda on a eugenics project. Purifying of the bloodline. You thought-
Relation by for the grace of the primes.
I mean, that woman was a monster.
Or a visionary?
Stomata is large enough that the wound would be able to breathe.
She's right with the wrong hand.
What? Why are you writing with your right hand?
Abby, you were great when Ali was on the scene. You knew something was wrong and you put pieces together.
200 years, this is all they matter.
I need that Abby to return.
I leave.
Rose is being offered to the woods. All of you are welcome.
Thank you.
There's so much new things going on again. No, I don't like this room.
Gotta be kidding me. Which part of I hate dead people did you not understand?
Quiet, Murphy.
I wonder if these are all skeletons of like
Jordan,
the old
you
bodies.
know you're in here.
Like this line is Josephine, this line is
What you
Priya.
could have done.
This is Sanctum's holiest place. You shouldn't be here. I'm sorry, I saw you on the steps.
I mean, your bodyguard could too.
Good point. Mark of the flame.
So she is very devout. So maybe she's going to become a part of it.
There's 12 of them. Why would they take kids?
So there's 12
Love is a
people
powerful motivator.
that are not
People will do anything to ensure the survival of the ones they
themselves. Be nice, Clarke. Josephine. Act cool.
Operating room attached to a crypt. Really?
Becca created the flame after Apocalypse 1. She obviously provided the tech to Eliza's 3 before that. That means that...
They're not commanders.
Right, so what the hell are they?
Let's find out.
I do like that it is linked to Becca again because it does tie all into the old chapter.
Today's subject is Brooke, Earth with embryo 47.
Brooke.
Presents with black blood.
He's waking up. Josephine, can you hear me?
Oh, so that's Josephine.
He's mine.
Look at me.
So he did survive, Gabriel.
Gabriel?
This is real.
What's happening? This is so confusing, but I think I know what's going on.
What happened to your face? Our memory drives. You reverse engineered them to upload our entire minds.
How?
That's brilliant.
So they were keeping memory drives. That makes sense to how it escalated to this, I guess.
You look like Grandpa.
It's weirdly sweet, but I know that because they're doing it to innocent people, that's what kind of makes it so creepy.
You've conquered death.
I mean, that's really cool for them. But then the question becomes, when does Gabriel part ways and leave?
They murdered Delilah.
It's not murder if they go willingly.
I mean, that is
Did that
a
girl
weird
look
thing to
like
say,
you?
Clarke. Right.
That's how they made it better.
Gaia.
Easier. By manipulating people into believing they were sacrificing themselves
Yes.
to some false god.
Yes, like a
and committing
cult.
wonderful crimes, like Delilah's mother said.
I mean, no offense, but you let a bunch of kids fight to the death to become your god.
Murphy, that's enough.
I mean, he's not wrong.
You're okay with this?
Well, I didn't say that. I just don't think they pose a threat to us, that's all.
They pose a threat to you. You're a Nightblood, and based on what we just saw, I'm thinking that's the only reason they let us stay.
Maddie. I have to get her before they find out what she is.
Okay, now they know that Maddie's one as well. Shit.
I'll go with you.
These are all her.
Why do I feel like Jordan's gonna do something really stupid?
I hate to say it, but I agree with Clarke. This isn't our fight.
You still want to stay.
I want to
For the ones that did it willingly, it's creepy, but they knew what they were giving up
do
to.
that forever, as it turns out.
Kiss, kiss, kiss,
It wouldn't
kiss.
suck either.
Are you attached to
We'll
keep
start
that
with a
house?
kiss.
Right behind you.
You're a hurricane leaving a path of destruction in your wake.
Fair.
I said, shut up! So you wait, people. Who cares? Sack up and get over it.
Whatever you think you know about me, you
I
don't.
like that she's like so much higher up because she's not
It needs
struggling.
to be you. I need to know. Do you want to die?
You think you can scare me?
She's not trying to scare you.
Do it.
I don't think she's trying to scare her at all.
I've been there. Self-inflicted.
I see you failed at that too.
As long as you draw breath, you can turn it around. Everybody hates you right now, so what? Talk to me when your face is in the history books next to the worst people that have ever lived.
I like the pairing of these two. Because Dio's just like, bitch, get a grip.
Some of your people have blood alteration. How many?
Dude.
Did they have mind drives as well?
No.
Do they know about you?
Not yet.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter now because my host wasn't the only Nightblood.
Nightblood?
That's what they call it.
Either they find out who I am and kill me before burning Sanctum to the ground, or we body snatch more of them and kill the rest so they don't burn Sanctum to the ground. This is what happens when you try making an omelet without breaking any eggs. We need them to survive.
They're murderers, raising people to give up their bodies, brainwashing them into believing they're gods.
He's right. It's a perversion of everything Becca Prometa believed. The flame was about passing wisdom on to the next line, not keeping it all to yourself.
Well, no offense, but Becca wasn't a god either. She was a scientist who made herself a Nightblood in a lab, the same way Abby did to Clarke.
No. Now she knows he can make people.
So much
And she knows that Abby can... Oh.
I know what you did.
Bad idea.
Jordan, stop it.
Is everything okay here?
How can you be okay? She was your child.
She's happy, Jordan. She wants you to know that.
I need to try to remind myself that he's young. He's had not much experience with falling for someone, so he's acting out.
But from what I've seen, these people are happy. Their world works. We destroyed ours.
This isn't about us.
So we can judge them, but not ourselves.
She does have a point.
I see their face there. Come carry on. I don't know. Rip clean on a flash bar.
Can you repeat that last phrase? Sounds like flashba means flashback. So is it dream?
Who are you?
That was cool. I like that.
Josephine Lightborn.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Why are me and Josephine the same? We keep saying the same things. I'm creeped out. Am I Josephine?
Oh, for God's sakes, tell him.
The hell is that?
What the hell is that?
A temple flare!
What?
I can't move. Save your baby.
What the hell? I mean, she was smart enough to go under to survive it.
You went under. I guess you want to live after all.
She's got a point. If she didn't want to live, she would have just waited out and died. What am I looking at?
We're talking about a 15-hour procedure. Once the pod is open, Marcus has 10 minutes. Tops.
It's not good. But also I'm like, about this storyline. I don't know. Alright, Ben.
I am trying to get you to see.
I've not called him Ben for so long.
And he deserves to live. And we don't. You and me. We stood by Blood Raina during the dark years, and Marcus was the only one who tried to stop it.
I was just doing my job.
By every ever.
Calling him a war criminal. Jesus. It's weird. In that situation, I think I would have stood by her to survive and not end up in a pit fighting for my life. I don't think you should be blamed for that decision.
Why would I leave my home?
Oh, she's just being open now.
Fill in the blanks, John.
You're not Clarke.
These people are so slow.
To be honest with you, Clarke's dead. My parents killed her and brought me back. How would you like to be immortal too?
Ooh.
I'm listening.
Because he saw hell. I'm really enjoying this. So that was my reaction to the 100 Season 6 Episode 5, The Gospel of Josephine. And I've got to say, even though I was dubious going into this season because kind of the Earth saga had finished, and I didn't know really what this season was going to bring to the show, what new things were going to happen, and I know that there's mixed thoughts on the show after Season 5, I'm really enjoying this. I am. I'm very excited to see when this goes on YouTube. I got a couple of comments on Patreon in the first few episodes, but when this goes onto YouTube and probably more people are going to watch it, I'm really excited to see what you guys think and what comments are made, because I'm thoroughly invested in this season right now. Now that the villain's kind of revealed itself, now that we kind of know what situation the group are going to try and get themselves out of, and the different pieces that are played and the way the characters are kind of moving around the chessboard almost, I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing, and I'm excited to watch more. This is the first, after the last episode, and definitely after this one, I'm like, right, I'm in, I'm invested, I want to watch more now. So, what should we talk about? Let's do Deals with Octavia first, because that was like a lesser, like a B plot. So they were obviously trying to chase the children of Gabriel dude, who clearly led them into a trap, which I thought was really obvious, but they got stuck in the quicksand, or their version of quicksand. But what I really liked was that Dioza was just stood straight and barely sunk down for a long time, whereas Octavia was dropping and dropping because she was struggling, whereas Dioza was just calm. And as you know, with quicksand, the more you try and get out, the more you sink. And I like these two as a pair, because I like that Dioza was basically just given a bit of home truths, in that the more you try and escape this, the more you get out, so stop escaping, but also, do you want to die? Like, I'll kill you right now if you want to die, but whilst you're breathing, you've got a chance to change and be better. And Octavia was putting on that front again, like, go on, do it then, just kill me, all that stuff. But then when this temporal flare, I think they called it, happened, which seems to just be some sort of thing that happens in the atmosphere where there's like a flare of thing that kind of burns everything. We saw that obviously Dio's got out by the help of that dude because she was helping, but Octavia, who said she was happy to die, got under the quicksand to survive, which then turned into glass. They got her out. It's all good. So I do feel like the journey for Octavia this season is realising that she wants to survive, she wants to be alive, she wants to be better. It's taking time. I thought it was going to happen last episode, or start to at least, with her helping Rose. That didn't last very long because Rose got killed. So maybe her and Dioza is going to be this powerful tag team, and Dioza's the one that's going to kind of make us see a bit of sense. Because I'm kind of ready to see Octavia be a bit more nice again. Like, I understand why she is the way she is. We know all about the dark here and all that jazz and everything she went through. I get it, but after the last season, I'm kind of ready to see a bit that moved on. I thought we would have moved on further by this point because of how the last season ended, with her offering life up in the gorge and all that jazz, and realising she's the one that broke Wonkaroo. But yeah, I like the tag team. I'm excited to see more of the Children of Gabriel. So seeing I don't even know where to start with all the stuff that we learned, but talking about the Children of Gabriel, what I think is, and I could be wrong, seeing the flashback and realising how things started, that Gabriel was a key part in what it looks like they had memory banks, and that's what they were putting all their memories into somehow, and they found a way to Gabriel found a way, it seems, to reverse engineer them so that they can put all their memories and their things back into the person. So my question becomes, why did they start keeping memory banks? Where did that start from? Was that a plan all along? Was that something they were doing before they went down to Sanctum? Was that something that's a Sanctum thing that they started doing once they're on the moon? I don't know. So my thought is, obviously Gabriel was a key part in that. At some point he's obviously split from that group, and the Children of Gabriel are these outsiders that are trying to stop the Primes. So maybe something happened between him and Josephine, or he realised once Josephine was in this new body that because he tried to save her, maybe she's not the same person anymore. Maybe now that she's got that power that she can live forever, in essence, through other people, maybe he kind of decides that it's actually not a okay thing to do and that he's killed this innocent person. I don't think they're actually dead. I think there's a way to go back. We'll see. But maybe at some point that's what causes him to kind of go, look, I'm not happy with this. He splits off from the Primes and starts his own faction of people, the Children of Gabriel, and that's how that's why they are the way they are. They're trying to stop the Primes from carrying on with this legacy of taking over innocent people to keep them. They say that there was 12 of them, but is Gabriel one of those 12 because he was one of the original people that started the whole process? So is there 12 other people or what? Because we don't really know the situation with Gabriel, because if he did split off from them, we keep talking about this old man. Is he still alive? We're not sure. Has Gabriel found a way to survive all this time? Or has Gabriel gone into someone else? And maybe that's when he realised he didn't like what was going on. And so that person stopped doing it. And he's aged. Because I think that would maybe line up with the years. Because it was like 120 odd years. If Gabriel later on was old enough, went into a new body, was kind of like, ugh, I don't like this. Maybe he's like 100 years old now. He could be old, about to die. That could kind of line up. But they also mentioned this anomaly. We're not sure what that means. But that's kind of where I'm thinking the Children of Gabriel is right now. Is that whole thing. But yeah, there's a lot of new information in this episode, which started to piece together more parts of the jigsaw. It was confusing at points, but I also did really like that we had confirmation that, yes, Becca did this thing with the Legis before she went down to Earth and did the flame and the commanders. So we've kind of accepted that these are not more commanders, which we kind of knew anyway, because it was a different chip system. But I did worry for a second that Gaia was going to be like, oh, they've got the flame symbol and they got the chips, oh, they're new commanders, which she did for a second. But then I thought maybe she was going to join them, but she didn't, because she's loyal to the flame. But the flashback was cool. I like that we've got another flashback. I hope we get more throughout this season. So I like that every couple of episodes maybe we get another flashback. We piece together more of how it all started, because I am just curious to see how it all... That's obviously the first person that we saw transfer from person to person, was Josephine into Did say her name was Eureka? I think, possibly. But then I do wonder, like, if there's more to learn. It's cool. It's very interesting. It's very cool. It's confusing at points, but I'm going to get really confused. I keep calling the same people the wrong name, like Priya, Delilah, Clarke, Josephine. Confusing. Speaking of Priya, Jordan's an interesting one because he's obviously just fallen for a girl for the first time. Did they have sex or they were about to have sex? No, they had sex. They had a thing, they've had romance, and then obviously she's not Delilah anymore, and he's struggling with that. Understandable. And we've got to remember that he's probably not matured in the way that everyone else will have done because he spent a lot of time alone on that ship with his parents and nobody else to talk to, and then time alone once he'd woken up and his parents had died. So he doesn't really have that emotional maturity to deal with the situation calmly and effectively. So his outbursts are understandable. His running over and going, like, I miss Delilah, all this stuff that he said to them makes total sense. It's annoying to watch because he's like, play it cool, dude, play it cool. But I've got to try and remind myself that he's not got that experience and that maturity that everyone's going to have because he's not been around these people. He's not been around anyone really long enough to really deal with emotions and the feelings of loved or whatever that he feels for people. Like when you're young and you have your first couple of breakups, it's like the world's ended. But as you have more experience, you start to learn and mature and learn how to deal with your emotions, and you realise that it's not always the end of the world when you break up with someone. He's not had that, so his outbursts make sense. Raven was in this episode. Abby was, but that's going to tie into the Clarke stuff. Although she's still trying to save Kane with Jackson. That storyline I'm not that invested in. I apologise if people love it. I'm just like, meh. Like, I'm desperate to find out why Indra's not here. Like, I'm going to look into it. Well, you guys can tell me in the comments anyway. If the actress is not in season 6, for whatever reason, maybe she was doing something else, fine. But they've not talked about her, and it makes no sense to me why the character isn't here, and they've not come up with, at least right now, an explanation as to why she's not here. Like, if Indra was injured, like Kane was, and they had to keep her frozen, that makes sense. But the character would be great in the situation. If you're going to go to a new planet / moon with a new group of people and you want new tactical things and dealing with these new threats, you're going to want Indra on your side. So I hope at some point they address why she's not there. But yeah, please let me know below why she's not there. Like, character, like actress wise, was she doing another show, another film, whatever? Did she not want to come back? I don't know, but it just doesn't make sense to me that she's not there. Whatever. Indra's not there, but yeah, the Kane stuff, I'm just like, I'm not that bothered about. I presume at some point towards the end of the season, it's going to get wrapped up. He's going to be alive, or he's going to die. One of the two. But at this moment in time, meh. But the main stuff of this episode is Clarke / Josephine. I really like the actress and how she's playing this character. So I got to cut my finger at work the other day, and it's really hurting me. Anyway, distraction. Yeah, I like the way she's playing the character. I like the change in the voice. I guess it's going to be really fun for the actress to play someone different. And like I tried to say in the episode, but if I've not cut it out for YouTube, I like it in shows where, so in this one, the woman playing Clarke has got to play Josephine, but then has got to play Josephine pretending to be Clarke, which has got a lot more subtleties to it, a lot more complex acting, which I really like, because when she's playing Clarke again, it's obvious to me that she's not Clarke because she's actually really sus. The voice is slightly different, and people aren't picking up on that. But then she's obviously not picking up all the cues. She, like Maddie, wants to go to school, and she was like, yeah, sure, go, which Clarke wouldn't do. And then she's not always getting up on the language, and I think it's really cool to see. I've seen it in other shows. For example, I think Charmed has done it a few times where the one of the sisters is taken over by someone evil, pretending to be one of the sisters, and then, as I always do, comparison to Buffy, there's a bit where there's like a body swap and Buffy's taken over by someone else, and that other person is trying to pretend to be Buffy, but to me, really badly. But, you know, it's one of those things that people don't always pick up on straight away. And so I think it's really cool that the actress playing Clarke, I think, is doing a really good job. Props to her this season, she's doing fantastic. And I liked watching her be Josephine and being a completely different person, how she's more wants to dance around and paint and be in a dress and doesn't like playing Clarke. But I like the subtleties of when she is. I like that people kind of straight away realised something was kind of off because she wasn't acting herself. It took a little bit too long for people to realise she's not Clarke because there was a lot of red flags very quickly. But even straight away, there was a few things that she said or acted and they were like, Like when they realised what was going on and they found the lab and the skeleton room and realised that people were being taken over by like the primes and whatnot. Her reaction straight away was, well, they do it willingly, so it's not murder. Like, that's not what Clarke would say. Everyone else's reaction was the normal reaction, which is, this is not cool. It's not. She does kind of have a point. That if they're doing it willingly, they know full well when they get promoted to Prime that that's what's going to happen. And they choose to do it and they're happy about it. Elements of it are like, you go, girl, you do your best life. They're fine with it. But also, it isn't cool. And if it's just a case of, well, you're born with certain blood, so it's going to happen to you whether you like it or not, it's a bit more, like, so especially how it started with the one we saw in the video, it's not cool. But I liked all that stuff. It's really cool to see her like trying to infiltrate the group and trying to find out the information. And then very quickly found out that Maddie's one of them. And then later on down the line, we found out that we can create more Nightbloods through Abby. And so obviously she's going to go to Abby to get Abby to create more Nightbloods for them, which means they can, because they've got more chips, which we then, we started out at the start of the episode, actually, that Kaylee, who was on the ship with a few people that boarded it, were there actually trying to escape. So, what happened was Kaylee tried to kill Josephine, not fully sure why yet, but she was trying to save Sanctum from Josephine, pushed her off a cliff, killed that body, then tried to escape. So, when they brought the bodies back of Kaylee's family, they got all the chips back, they killed Kaylee. So they've got a bunch of chips, computer chip things to put into the next group of people. They want to find out more Nightbloods. We know there's Maddie. They want to create more now that they know that they can through Abby, so that they can not just put those people into more, because they did actually say keeping them on frozen for a few decades, so maybe not just not for that reason, but also so that they can transport themselves into bodies and live forever. So it's really cool how all the pieces are kind of lining up with the Nightbloods, and we know that we can create more Nightbloods, and there's the Becca and the chips, and it does feel very similar to old stuff, but I actually really like it, I'm not going to lie, because it's new characters and new chips and new threats and new bloodlines and whatnot, but, you know, with similar technology is what we already know, you know? I liked that. That was really cool. And the whole threat of we can keep them on ice for a number of decades, but we can go from person to person. And then in a few decades' time, we can wake them up again and see if they're, you know, get the chip back and get them up and running and kind of punish them for what they did. It's weird. It's messed up. It's really, when you think about it deep down, it's really messed up. But it is cool. I'm interested to find out how they can get back to the original people. Because they're acting like they're dead, but there's got to be a way to get Clarke back. And potentially, along the line, Delilah back, I think, potentially. That's quite interesting. And maybe more people, I don't know, but I like that. And it was interesting when Clarke/Josephine went to go find Abby, and I overheard them talking about more things. She then said, I need a better coach to kind of infiltrate them better. So she went to Murphy/John, who she said is cute, which I fully agree. Are we going to see Clarke/Josephine and Murphy get it on? Maybe. Although he's with Amori, but Amori's not been around much and he's not very happy and he's drinking a lot. Who knows? Maybe he's going to get taken over, turned into a Nightblood and taken over by someone else. Josephine's boyfriend. But that was Gabriel, who's on the outside. Don't think too far ahead. But she went to Murphy/John, as she called him. And I like that straight away she was just open about who she was. Like, I'm Josephine. I'm not Clarke, but I've got a question for you. Do you want to live forever? And we know that he's struggling with, when he died at the start of the season, briefly, he said he went to hell and he saw something. And so maybe the idea of not being John Murphy anymore and becoming someone else and living forever. Well, actually, maybe even there's a way that they can put their memories and stuff into a memory bank and that Murphy can be a new bloodline somehow. I don't know how it would work, because they had to be Nightbloods initially, but they could turn him into a Nightblood. Maybe then they can do the memory bank thing and they can do the chips. And maybe there's a way to do that. I don't know. It all relies on how it all started with how that group started the memory bank chip thing. Is it limited to those 12? Can we do more of them? I don't know. But there's a way to get John Murphy to live together English. There's a way to get John Murphy to live forever. It makes sense to me why he would be interested because of what he saw, what he went through. And I like that that's going to be a way that she can infiltrate the group by getting close to Murphy and finding out more information through him, to get to Abby, to create more Nightbloods, to maybe get to Maddie as well, and take over more people. Now, then the question becomes what happens with Bellamy. Does he get tied up somewhere because he knows what's going on? But that does go against their rule of we don't like violence here. So, yeah, there's a lot of things in play, but I'm really enjoying it. I like that Bellamy also realised that Clarke wasn't herself. That was quite cool, but again, he had some suspicions, but also she's not giving them a chance to work it out themselves because she's coming out and being open about it beforehand. Like when he was talking to her in his language, she just kind of went, "Can you repeat that a bit? It sounds a bit like you mean that," revealing that she's not Clarke. And I like that she's revealing herself a lot before they get a chance to find out who she is. It's so cool. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I'm hoping you guys enjoy the season, this reactions as well, because I'm thoroughly invested at this point in the next bunch of episodes. And I know right now I'm thinking, right, the next few episodes, the rest of the season is going to be about Josephine trying to infiltrate the group and finding more Nightbloods and making more Nightbloods and all that towards the end of the season when we try and reverse it back to get rid of all the primes. But this is the 100. Things change so drastically. Like, I presumed that Josephine would be undercover for a couple of episodes. Maybe a few people were suspicious. Maybe she had to, like, take people to one side, like, take them out a bit, like, kidnap someone, tie them up somewhere because they figured her out. But a couple of episodes, she'll be under the radar before anyone really finds out. But no, straight away in the first episode, people are suspicious. Bellamy's found out. She's revealed herself to Murphy, so it's moving at a fast pace, which is what I like about the show, to be fair. So I'm excited to watch more. As always, guys, my name is Scott. Hope you guys are well, taking care of yourselves and staying safe. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comments what you thought of the episode. Do you like the switchery of the bodies? Are you as similar to me that she's playing this character really well? She's playing Clarke / Josephine really well. And I like how when she's undercover, she's Clarke, but not entirely Clarke. Like, it's a bit off. Such a good thing. I'm excited to see more of Murphy and you and how that plays out. And just, yeah. Are you loving Dios as much as I am? Murphy, Clarke. This season's been so good. I'm really enjoying it. I am. Let me know down below in the comments what you think. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Please take a look at the Patreon link down below to help support the channel, but watch the full reaction to this episode as well. And watch a few episodes ahead of YouTube. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care. I'll see you all very soon for the next episode of the 100 Season 6. Bye guys. Stay safe and take care.